faith, free me from my chains at night. I keep breathing I crave.
So this next track on the EP is called Breathing. I made Breathing with a really good friend of mine, Chorus.
Hello! Hey, what's up?
When I actually lived with him.
I'm pretty sure, did we do it when I lived with you?
Yes. Just rolled out of bed, straight into his room, and we just jammed some weird ideas. And I think it actually started with just some weird vocal harmony thing.
I remember, I think we were like, oh, let's make something with a vocal, layer of vocal, and then all those vocals were just the sort of off the cuff takes that you did. It ended up being like that. I don't know if we intended to use it in the whole song, but I'm pretty sure that vocal sample's in the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it is. This was the first thing that we wrote for this project.
Yeah.
That was okay, this is the first song,
We made, I think 4 songs before, or something like that. We knew what had worked. There's little bits of magic in the other songs that we really liked, so we kind of put them all into one, subconsciously.
I think me and you have always said this as well, everything just needs to be warm.
That was always the thing, it had to be really warm, loads of space for the vocal. It was kind of a really conscious effort with this one. I think before we'd made stuff, we were kind of experimenting just to see where you could go and what we could do with it. Whereas this one was this is what works. I think we all did it in one day, right?
Yeah.
One day and then...
Another day to touch it up or something. But...
Another day to touch it up, that was it, yeah. It's quite fun. Yeah, we had it easy back then.
I know. Back when life was easy. Right, sick. Thanks, mate.
Alright, mate.
Alright, mate. I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
We wanted this tune to be kind of built for the dance floor, but also just built for easy listening. Just put your headphones in. We didn't want it to be too energetic to the point where it was just a club track. I think the concept of the song was I'm from the countryside. There isn't a lot of music going on there. I've come down to London to try, get my foot in the door with music. And I never got to do music as a career, and I was always doing jobs I didn't really want to do. I think I had a job in a pub for 3 hours, but I actually found myself in a job which I was happy to be there. Obviously, I want to be producing music, singing, doing that thing all day long. I was in a studio working as an assistant for various people, so I could watch them and learn as people like MJ Cole, Jacob Manson, Nathan Boddy, all these amazing people. This track is about that. It's kind of although at this point life seems really tedious, you're doing the same jobs, you're hoovering, you're cleaning, all this stuff, and Breathing was about that. You just got to keep breathing, just keep going, don't give up until you've done it, sort of thing. With the concept being about not giving up and keep going, the chords had to be super motivational, really. They had to kind of get you and make you think, and make it sound like a proper sob story. It wasn't that bad at all. I was fine. I really wanted Breathing to be on this first EP because it's my debut EP, and I think this song represents my journey to this point. And it kind of represents the whole EP, really, because Away With Me talks about how I left the countryside, dealing with all my problems myself and all that kind of stuff. You is about meeting someone for the first time, which is what kept happening in London. You come to London, you meet all these new people, everything was new, and I think Breathing really fits quite nicely in between those two things. It kind of sums up my time in the last 5 years, from getting to London when I was 18 to this point of releasing music. If that makes sense. Probably not. Not a lot makes sense that comes out my mouth.
I got faith, free me from my chains at night. I keep breathing